Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Khoo, Chong, and I'm joined, of course, by Charlotte Chong. Companies in the news. Petronas Gas Bhd closed down 0.9% or 20 cent higher to, in fact, down to 20 cent to 21.78. This is a company, of course, which is owned by Petronas. It's the gasification industrial gases subsidiary. They've got utilities plants in Khoo and Gebeng. Now, of course, the news, Charlotte, is that they've won a $500 million loan from Mizuho Bank of China of Japan.
So it's about
right there.
It's about 2 billion
That's
ringgit over there, and they expect to use this amount of money to finance PGB, Petronas Gas Bhd, and its subsidiaries, general corporate funding, and also capital expenditure. I guess they are trying to maintain the facility they have in those two places that you mentioned, in Gebeng and Khoo.
Yeah, of course, this is a five-year facility from the first drawdown. This is quite a sleepy stock because when you look at it, the free float is just tiny, 21.5% outside owned by foreigners, 61% owned by Petronas, the parents. That's, of course, majorly controlling. EPF owns 12% and Corp owns 5.5%, so not much for the rest of the world. And I guess that's why the shares don't really move on a long-term basis, up just 2% on a one-year basis, hardly a change, and just 1.7% on the year-to-date. So very, very sleepy, but a very, very predictable and quiet stock.
So when I look at the full-year share price performance last year, actually they had undergone quite a roller coaster year. But the thing is, right, they didn't get really affected by the low oil prices. But what TA reports say in November last year, they say their result came in above its estimates. Let's take a look at their earnings. Net profit was down 27.1% to 305 million ringgit. Revenue up 1% to 1.13 billion ringgit.
That's on the third quarter, which is the latest quarterlies. But on the 9-month level, revenue is up by 1.2% on the year to 3.3 billion ringgit. Pre-tax profit 9.5% lower due to 232 million ringgit of unrealized forex losses. But again, of course, these at the 9-month level were higher than expected at TA Securities. So just to summarize, Petronas Gas have secured a $500 million loan from Mizuho Bank of Japan to finance capex. Their latest quarterlies at the third quarter level came in above estimates, and a tiny free float of just 21.5% for this company, which is a Petronas subsidiary. Let's move along, Charlotte, to Brokers Call. Top Glove Corporation Bhd, the world's biggest rubber glove maker, finally seeing an end, I think, to the massive share rally that has seen it 4x up in the last 1 year.
So this Brokers Call is actually brought to you by UOB Kay Hian. Actually, we picked 3 research reports today. UOB Kay Hian is one of them, MIDF and TA Research. UOB Kay Hian actually downgrade the rating to whole call with unchanged target price of 12 ringgit 30 cent. And they had attended Top Glove's result briefing yesterday, and they saw a good turnout following release of its record high quarterly net profit. Now, because we are mentioning about net profit, let's take a look at their earnings. Earnings actually jumped 103.6% to 128.3 million ringgit, and revenue up 41% to 800.2 million ringgit.
There's not one 3-month period in Top Glove's history that they made this much money. So that's why the shares of this company has gone up by 4 times in the last 12 months. I think they made no secret of the fact that they want to get from 26-27% global market share to 30% global market share. So there are some concerns in the market that there's been some oversupply because all the capacity building that they've been doing in the last few quarters is coming to a head. There's a short-term oversupply situation, which of course Top Glove says can be easily absorbed by the market within 2 or 3 quarters. So,
what do you think about this stock? Do you think they have the muscle to weather the storm, because they still need to fight with all the smaller players in the market?
Yeah, they've done a good job because they used to be a natural rubber glove maker. They transitioned to a nitrile producer, and I think they've upped their game on that front. But if you of all the competitors, of all the people in the rubber glove sector, Top Glove is best resilient. So because the share price has moved by so much, that's why it's been downgraded to hold at UOB Kay Hian to 12.30.
No. IDF actually maintained a neutral call with higher target price of 13.51, and they say they target 10 to 15% growth in sales volume in FY16, and they also like this stock because it continues to break into emerging markets, making R&D its key priority. Maintain neutral at 13.51 ringgit. Now, TA Research compare with the other 2 research houses, they are more optimistic. They maintain a buy call with higher target price of 16.15, and they say another quarter of record high revenue of 800.3 million ringgit.
So get this, right? The three analysts, right? Glove closed at 13.76. UAB Kayhan have put a target price of 12.30, which is at least $1 lower.
TA is the most optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. TA Research reckon that the high target price of 16 ringgit 15 cent. They reckon that the group's operations remain vibrant with utilization rates of above 80%. So expansion remaining on track, and they're upbeat on the growth prospects. So depends on who you believe, TA, MIDF, or UOB Kayhan. So let's summarize. UOB has downgraded Top Glove to a hold with a target price of 12 ringgit 30 cents. Now MIDF neutral, revised target price of 13.51. And TA Securities maintaining a buy with a higher target price of ringgit 16.15. So that's a wrap, I think, for our talk today. That was Top Glove Corporation. If you want more, go to theedgemarkets.com, pick up a copy from all sensible newsstands in Sully Osman's words, or reputable newsstands as the case may be. Thank you for watching. Good night and good luck.